Saturday Season 3 update on This Is Fate. The 12th of November 2021. Sherlyn asks Prithvi the reason he is looking inside. Prithvi responds how her husband Rishabh Luthra has come back. Sherlyn is shocked too. No so says that she was not aware. Prithvi mentions that he has immediately started to end his marriage with Kritika, and it should not have happened because their entire plan revolves around his marriage. Rishabh says that he has always stood by her in each and every decision, but he is informing her that Prithvi is not the right choice for her. Kritika explains that when she was getting married to Akshay everyone was happy, but Preeta did not like him. Rishabh says he trusts Preeta so knows that she might be right to say that Akshay is not the right person. Karen asks him to talk of Prithvi, which is why they have come. Rishabh warns him to stop saying that she is filled with anger, so he must let her calm herself. Kritika exclaims that she loves Prithvi and desires to marry him. Samir explains how she is not making the right choice and they as her brother cannot let it happen because he is not an honest person. Kritika exclaims that she would die if she is not able to marry Prithvi. Rishabh threatens to be angry with her if they ever talk again of breaking her marriage. Kritika exclaims that she desires that they all stand with her when she is getting married, otherwise she would not be able to live. Rishabh is not able to see her, so hugs her, pleading that she calm down. Prithvi is really happy that Kritika is taking his side, then exclaims how he only gave 100,000 rupees to the criminals who teased her, but then says that he had to give them 2 lakhs more as he got in his act. Prithvi asks her to see how she is taking his side. She gets in front when he leaves. Sherlyn thinks this means Prithvi has married her with proper planning. Sarla is shocked to hear from Samir what Kritika said to them. Rishabh is trying to convince Karen when they see Sarla. Karen takes her blessings and Rishabh also greets her. They all exclaim the extent of happiness which they have after seeing him. Karen asks them to not be so happy because he was not able to achieve the task for which he was called. He was not able to stop the wedding. Rishabh exclaims how Kritika is right because they were not able to provide any proof against Prithvi, so until and unless they have any solid proof they must be happy with her decision. Karen leaves when Rishabh also follows him. Sarla exclaims that she feels Rishabh is right and they cannot meddle with the life of Kritika because of the threat which Kritika gave of taking her life. She, turning to Preeta, warns her to not even talk in this matter as everyone would feel she is trying to break the marriage just like the previous time when she tried to expose Akshay. Sarla makes her swear that she would distance herself. Preeta agrees, then Sarla leaves instructing Shristi of all the tasks which she has to perform and that they must hurry as there is not enough time. Sarla is trying to call an auto. Janki, standing in the back, is thinking of what Prithvi said to her. If her son was in love with Preeta and not able to marry her, then how would he feel? Janki exclaims how Preeta is so pretty that anyone would fall in love with her. Janki asks Sarla if she feels Prithvi is an honest person, then responds how she knows what character he has, but even then he was talking politely with her in the house and anyone who does not know how he is would believe him. Sarla exclaims that she also thought he was a nice person, which is why desired to get Preeta married to him. However, Karen at the last moment married Preeta. She accepts how she felt bad for him but could not believe the words which he said after coming to their house while being drunk and even kidnapped Preeta to marry her. She cannot forgive him. Then Sarla is finally able to stop the auto. Preeta advises the worker to consult Shristi as she knows the decoration which needs to be done. Shristi brings a box of stones, mentioning that she has brought them to hit Prithvi and his brother just like the last time. Preeta warns she should not do anything of the sort because they would do what they were asked to and just decorate the house. Preeta takes her hand but they both see Prithvi. He presents a flower then praises her for her beauty, exclaiming how his brother was not able to come. Prithvi mentions that he was wondering when Shristi says she would not let him get married to Kritika. He says she might be trying to save him for her. Shristi says that she does not have any interest in him because he is not the person. She would hit him with a hammer when Prithvi calls Karina and hands her the flower before leaving. Shristi says to Preeta, how can Prithvi think that she would like to marry him as he is not of her type? Karina comes asking if they realize that the entire wedding functions are on the same day. Preeta says that they are aware, but she mentions how it does not feel like it as the decoration has not even started. She exclaims that she asked them to first hang the yellow flower at the gate because the Pandit ji advised it would end any problems in the life of Kritika. She explains that she only gave them the duty because Prithvi asked her nicely. Shristi exclaims they do not need anyone to plead for them and if she is so worried then should hang the flower by herself. Karina gets furious. She asks how did Shristi dare say this to her. Karina asks why she dared say this to her. Shristi says that she is going to have a drink as is fed up with her scolding. Preeta tries to explain on her behalf. However, Karina warns her to never defend her sister as she would herself hang the Toran. Ganesh asks if he can prepare the breakfast for Daddy. Preeta says that they have to cook special breakfast for her. Shristi enters the room. Samir comes out of the bath and is naked with just a towel around his waist. Shristi says she is not worried about anything and hands him the shirt. He also says how he needs to put on his pants so she should turn away. She asks if they both are not a team and asks if he would help her stop the marriage. Samir says that he would not help her because whenever he tries to help her, Karina catches him and he gets in trouble. Shristi asks if he does not have any sympathy for Kritika because she is marrying Prithvi. Shristi asks if he has gotten scared then exclaims she does not need the help of anyone and would everything alone. Karina is standing at the front door thinking why did Shristi challenge her because she told her that the Turan should be hanged first. However, she does not listen to anything which she orders. Prithvi sees her then thinks what is she doing? He asks what has happened. Karina says that she has ordered Shristi to hang it, however she did not listen. Prithvi taking it exclaims that she should not do such work as it does not suit her character and status. Prithvi taking it orders the worker to hang it and leaves. Karina thinks this is the only thing which she does not like of Prithvi. Preeta is cooking in the kitchen when Prithvi leans against the door calling Preeta his yawn. She immediately asks what he meant. He then calls her his Bobby yawn. He asks why did she consider him as her enemy as one he was her dear friend and they had a relation by which they both were close, but then someone else came near her. He mentions it was just a crime, but before that he was close to her and they had a relation of G amongst them which he has now took again. Preeta inquiries what he wants. He responds he only wants her side which she is not giving. Preeta calls Ganesh, however Prithvi says that he will not listen, but he only desires her, asking why is she not considering him. She shouts at him. He exclaims that whenever she shouts like this he feels pain in his heart, asking why is she doing this as he feels she considers him to be a scoundrel. Preeta says that he is just like a scoundrel. Preeta once again pushes him away. He mentions this is what he likes of her. Preeta once again tries calling Ganesh, however Prithvi mentions how they both are just alone. Prithvi says that when they both were about to be married, Karen came between them and he is just a scoundrel, which angers Preeta and she throws red chili powder on his face. He asks what she is doing. She explains he must not think of her as the same Preeta as now she would show him what she is capable of before pushing him away and leaving. Prithvi, after washing his face, exclaims that she poured chili on his face while she is the one who is angry. Karina is walking and is about to slip, but Shristi saves her. Karina, instead of thanking her, scolds her. She mentions how Shristi would not have organized such a grand event and only knows how to work in their Kumkum Bhagya hall, which is why everything is a mess. She asks about Preeta. Shristi question why is she like this, as she was just saved by her, yet she is scolding her. Rocky also comes saying how Shristi was not at fault and Karina should at least thank her. Shriti stops Rocky, saying how she does not need any appreciation from her because Karina is not capable, and leaves. Karina questions if Rocky saw how rudely Shrishti behaved. Rocky exclaims that she was not wrong and Karina should have at least thanked her. Prithvi sees them both. Rocky leaves, making an excuse that she has some work. Prithvi, coming to Karina, asks if he can say something to her. Karina asks he says how he desires to say something important to her, and it is that she is really sweet but is stubborn according to some. However, he knows that it is not true. Prithvi exclaims he feels Preeta is trying to ruin the family by creating differences amongst each and every family member. She can see because Rocky was talking rudely with her, even when he knows that her relation with Rocky was just like sisters, so he feels that Preeta is following the direction of the Britishers, which is divide and conquer, so she must stop it because he feels this is not the same. Karina leaves him when Prithvi says Preeta should stop creating problems, otherwise he would fill her relation with anger. In the night, Rishabh asks Shirlin if she is trying to say anything. Shirlin exclaims that she sometimes feels love for Rishabh. He inquires what has happened because she just feels love for some time because G knows she hates him, so what has happened? Shirlin turns when Rishabh exclaims how she has also gotten mad. However, Shirlin says she was thinking something. He does not like Prithvi, then how he can allow his marriage. Rishabh says that a lot of things have happened in his life which he did not desire, just like his marriage. However, it happened, so they have to live with it. If Kritika desires to marry Prithvi, then they have to live with it because she thinks he saved her life. Preeta is overlooking the decoration when Kritika asks the waiter if he brought her sweets, however she sends him away. Preeta asks what has happened. When Kritika exclaims how she was craving for sweets, however there are none in the house and all the sweets are in the parshad, exclaiming that if she got to eat from the corner sweet shop then it would be really beneficial. Preeta exclaims she can solve it and then shows Kritika the Zomato app, by which they can order the food as they have partnered with the shops. She reveals that the best part is they take into consideration each and every hygienic step. She further exclaims how they have home-cooked food which is best for those students who come from other cities. Kritika also agrees, exclaiming that it is really cool. Zomato delivery boy arrives. He calls Preeta Luthra. She comes with Kritika and taking up the parcel. Kritika, opening the box, takes a bite and takes the spoon towards Preeta but then does not give her. She realizes that she has not dressed, so would rush back. Preeta also agrees, asking that she should eat without any worry. Karan is boxing in his room, remembering when Kritika explained that she was adamant to marry Prithvi, and she threatened to kill herself if anyone tried to stop her. Preeta enters, asking what has happened. He says that he is taking out his anger when Preeta makes him take off his gloves. He explains that he is not happy with the marriage. Preeta also mentions that she is not, but the two people who are getting married are really happy. He explains that he cannot show happiness when he is not, so says that he is going to take a shower. Preeta takes out his clothes for the function. Karen in the bathroom wonders why. Was he angry with Preeta because she should not be blamed? He asks Preeta for the towel and hugs her. Mahira pushes him away, asking what is he doing. Karen explains that he thought it was Preeta. To which she explains that she is not and he should be careful because if Preeta sees them then would blame the entire situation on her. Preeta enters questioning what is happening when Mahira immediately explains that Karen purposefully hugged her. He is left startled when Mahira mentions that she is trying to clarify the situation because it might create problems for them. Karen tries to clarify but is about to leave when Mahira once again hugs him in front of Preeta. She immediately explains that it is a friendly hug and she should not worry. Karen rushes into the bathroom. Mahira coming to Preeta explains she is not understanding what is happening right in front of her eyes. She starts laughing, exclaiming it was just a joke, then after heading out the door thinks his plan is working so Karen and Preeta would not even realize when their relation was destroyed by Mahira.